Hello all, Beth here. I wanted today to just show you something. I don't usually do tutorial type of things, but this is something that I've been learning here lately, and I thought I would share it with you because it really does improve the quality of your paintings. One of the things that I've learned is at least some of the time you need to have a clean palette. Now, I have painted plenty of pictures without a clean palette, but there's a couple of reasons why I think you at least need to clean out an area of your palette so that you have a clean space to mix new paints. If you don't, the first problem with it is that your paints will get muddy. And muddy paints, they can be great because maybe you want to do an outdoor scene or something like that, and you want more muted colors, and so happy accidents happen on your palette and you can use those colors and you don't have to waste the paint. But if you want brighter colors that are not dull, you need at least a few places on your palette that are not just dirty with other paints. So when your palette starts looking muddy, you need to clean it off. The other reason is so that you can mix your paints on the palette. Now, I've also heard lately a lot of people saying, why not try mixing your paints on the paper, on the painting itself, which is an interesting idea, but if you do that, know that you can't go back. If you lift it off quickly enough, maybe you can. But if you mix those paints on the paper and it's not what you like, it's hard to go back. So mixing the paint on the palette can show you exactly what color you're making. So let's make a nice dark-ish green here. And I'm going to put a lot of water in it because I want it to be light in color. Now, here's another problem that you can have if you try to mix your paints on your paper. I can kind of see how much water I have in that pigment. I can kind of see how dark it is. And I can mix it, and it's thoroughly mixed on the palette so that there's no dark streaks, there's no light streaks. If I want it to be a little greener, I can put some more green in there. If I want it to be a little bluer, I can add some more blue and get it just the color that I want it. And you'll see that this is, I don't know, it's about the consistency of milk, I guess. It's the opacity of maybe a few drops of milk if milk were green. And I'm going to make a leaf right here and show you how nicely that comes out. Comes out really pretty well. All right, and you can just kind of spread the paint around a little bit. And there's your leaf. All right. Now let's say that I want my leaf to be a lot lighter. Well, I add a lot of water to the color until it gets lighter. That's why it's called watercolor, because you can add water or take water away and it will be a lot lighter. One of the things that's good about mixing on your palette is that you can see just how loose that's going to be. If there's too much water in your pigment, what will happen, and I'll show you with kind of just putting a lot of water in this. What will happen is when it dries, the water will the pigment will go to the side. The pigment will retreat to the side of the leaf right here. And you'll have kind of an outline on your painting. So this has a lot of water in it, right? Well, let's let this dry and see what happens along the edge of the leaf. Okay, so this has dried And now you can see that this one turned out fairly well. I can paint some details on top of it and they'll come out very nicely. And you can see this one. I hope you can see it fairly well. Let me see if I can't get it closer to you and maybe really focus up. You can see there's a watermark and you can see the dark line around the leaf. That's from having too much water on your brush and in your paint. The palette can help you mix the color beforehand and make sure you don't have way too much water in your paint or on your brush. And if you do have too much water on your brush, tap it on your paper towel a little bit and get some of that water off. Otherwise you'll get a watermark and you'll get these funky lines. I hope that helped someone, and I hope that the next time you paint, you'll try mixing your paint on a nice clean palette, unless you've got some great colors you want to preserve. At least make some spots on your palette that are nice and clean, and try mixing some of your paints right there on the palette so you know exactly what you're getting. Thanks for watching.